Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on David the singer. I think it's been a few weeks now because it was sometime in September where they found Celeste Rivas Hernandez body decomposed, kind of in pieces in a garbage bag in the trunk of his Tesla. To date, the coroner has not told us exactly how she died, so they're waiting on the coroner's report in order to, name, I guess, a suspect. But in the meantime, it seems like David is preparing for something because he owned homes in the Texas area and he has since transferred those homes out of his name into his mother's name. Let me share a screen so we can get more into this story. So David puts Texas homes in mama's name. So David is making some real estate moves as cops investigate the death of a 14-year-old Celeste Rivas, whose decomposing corpse was found in his Tesla. He transferred 2 of his Texas homes to his mother. According to new legal docs obtained by TMC, the singer transferred the deeds to 2 Houston area residents he owns under a trust to his mother. Early in September, well, they tell it here, early in September, after they found Celeste's body in the trunk of his Tesla, his parents, unfortunately, were the victims of a swatting call. And that's when someone makes a false call saying that they heard something or something happened at this particular address. And then the cops come swarming there. So someone called and said that they heard a pow pow. They heard a woman scream. They said somebody was dead. And they came to the parents' house. And the dad knew right away. He said, somebody is messing with us. Somebody is playing games with us. And, the cops checked out the home and then they left. But still, they was subject to that situation. David made the changes on September 18th and September 22nd. And the 18th was the same day cops were called to one of his homes for a swatting incident. The caller, who was apparently using a device to mask their voice, falsely reported a shooting and a dead female victim. It looks like his parents and his siblings are already living in one of the homes. When cops showed up for the swatting call, his parents answered the door and told the police David's younger brother and sister were upstairs. As we reported, LAPD executed a search warrant to the LA rental home where David was living on September the 17th. David's government name, David Anthony Burke, is tied to the shocking discovery of Celeste Rivas' body last month. She had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California home in early 2024. Authorities believe she may have been dead for weeks before her decomposing body was found in the Tesla's trunk. David canceled the rest of his tour and put his deluxe album rollout, Withered, on hold. He has not been seen in public since then. We reached out to David's lawyer for a comment. So far, no word back yet. Let's just take a listen to this.
Heard something very interesting about the singer David, and this the search to find the killer of Celeste Rivas,
the 14-year-old girl found in the trunk of his Tesla.
Right. And we have been saying all along that we don't know really what the nature of their relationship was. Obviously, they knew each other, they hung out, but we didn't know if it was a romantic relationship. We've spoken to people
in the music business who partied with David, hung out with David, and there seems to be a consensus that people believed that David and Celeste were boyfriend-girlfriend.
Yeah, I found this super interesting. So Devin and I spoke to some people in the scene who basically told us that they thought that Celeste was 19 years old. And they went as far as saying that they thought she was a student at USC. And when the news came out that she was only a 14-year-old child, they could not believe that because she also presented herself very maturely. They didn't really question it because of like the places that she was seen at would require somebody to be of age, older than 18.
So like essentially people in this scene knew that they were together. They knew, oh, that Celeste girl is with David or whatever. They'd go to like, venues, these different parties and after recording sessions. But like Charlie said, no one even thought that she was underage until it came out. Obviously, when they released that the age was only 14 years old, people were just like, this is insane that girl was 14.
But they all thought that they were together.
Well, totally,
Yeah.
and also
And they were together.
And also,
They were at these
people
things together.
were talking about the fact that
Yeah.
like clearly people knew or thought that she was older because no one would want to be associated or in photos with a minor, like some weird situation like that. You wouldn't want that at your party.
Wouldn't have taken the photos. Did any of them say that they had actually seen her present ID at any point, like at any?
The people we talked to
Didn't know.
but they did say a lot. Some of these places you would have to be 18.
And
to
we have
But
already.
also, they might not have.
We
asked.
already
David
have-
walked in,
True,
they're like,
true,
"Oh,
true,
she's
true.
We've done we've done the story that our law enforcement sources say she had multiple fake IDs.
which, like we said, makes sense.
I know, that's
because
why I
if
was
she's-
asking.
If she's
But
trying to
what I was
Probably
wondering-
presented them.
That's why I was asking if they had actually seen
the
her present them. I know
people
she
we
had
spoke
them.
to had not seen that,
Right.
and also the thing about her that I thought that was interesting was, I mean, you see all these photos and videos of people saying this is Celeste with the pulled over hoodie and stuff.
Right.
So it would be kind of like hard to even really tell if someone was super young if they have a hoodie pulled over.
They were all shocked. Now the other thing is just their view of David, that he was this kind of mild-mannered.
Yeah, people are just shocked that he would be connected to this tragedy in any kind of way.
And we should say that he is
The only connection at this point
is
his
the Tesla.
car.
Is that his car.
Yeah, it was his car that the remains were found in. But for the people that we spoke to, they said he was just very quiet, very timid.
Gentle.
Gentle was how he was described.
Yeah.
And obviously how horrific what happened to this girl. They're just, people we are talking to are just like, they can't even wrap their mind around him being involved in any way with a horrific crime like this.
Yeah, so, again, we've seen all of these videos with the two of them together, but now people are saying, well, they kind of presented as boyfriend, girlfriend. And that's going to be relevant. I mean, that's going to be relevant in just figuring out what happened here and when it happened. And that's still the big mystery. When did Celeste Rivas die? And we just don't have an answer to that, at least right now.
So sad, but interesting that he has moved assets out of his name into his mother's name. That is a big deal, right? Because then even if maybe he never gets named as a suspect or brought in on charges, even if the family decides to do a civil suit against him, right? And maybe they win. Maybe when they do that, he's not going to have too much money in his name because he would have transferred it all into his mother's name. So it's interesting to know that he that quickly has transferred some of his property to his mother's name. And who knows, he might have transferred funds into his mother's name too. We're never going to know until we know. So listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video.